Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly Connect. In this video, we are going to learn how to create meeting agendas in Google Calendar with OpenAI from Notion. Suppose I want that whenever I will add a new meeting title in my Notion database, automatically by using that same title, a content should be generated by using OpenAI. That means the meeting agenda should be generated for that same meeting titles by using OpenAI. And after that, by using the same details of that meeting, automatically an event should be created in Google Calendar. So how we are going to automate this entire process? For this, we will have to integrate all these applications, and that we are going to do with the help of an amazing automation and integration software, Pabbly Connect. Now here we have Notion in our trigger, OpenAI and Google Calendar in our action. So we are going to connect all of them by using Pabbly Connect in order to automate this entire process. And to learn this entire automation step by step, let me take you all to my screen. In this video, we are going to learn that how can we automatically create Google Calendar events from Notion database by using OpenAI. Now, this is the base which I have created in Notion, and it contains the details of the meeting, and it contains the titles or the details of the meeting which I want to conduct in future, which I want to conduct with my team members. And now I want that as soon as I will add a new title of the meeting in this particular base in the form of a new row along with the date, automatically the content, that is the agenda of the meeting, should be generated by using OpenAI, and then automatically a Google Calendar event should be created by using all the details. So we are going to create this automation step by step by setting up a simple integration between Notion, OpenAI and Google Calendar. And that we are going to do with the help of an amazing automation and integration software, Pabbly Connect. This is the home page of Pabbly Connect, where we can reach directly by typing pabbly.com/connect, this URL in our browser. Once we will reach on this home page, we can find two options here: sign in and sign up for free. If you are an existing user, you can directly click on sign in. But if you are a new user, you have to click on sign up for free button to create your free new account. And also, when you will create your account, you will get 100 free tasks every month to explore this amazing software and to test multiple automations. As an existing user, I'm directly clicking on sign in. This is all apps section where we can find all the products which are offered by Pabbly. To create this automation, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. So let's click on access now. And it has taken us towards the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Now on this dashboard, we can find all our workflows which we have created, and we can also create folders here to save our workflows. As I have two folders here, in this test integrations folder, I have saved a lot of workflows. In the same manner, by creating multiple folders, you can save your workflows accordingly on the dashboard. In order to create a new workflow, we have to click on this create workflow option. Let's do that. And here a dialog box will appear in front of us. It is asking us to provide a name to this workflow. So let us first of all provide a name over here. Create Google Calendar events using OpenAI from Notion. After giving the name, we can also select the folder in which we want to save the workflow. So from the drop down, I'm going to select this test integrations folder, and now we will click on create. As we do that, we can find that two windows are open in front of us, trigger and action. Now what are trigger and actions? Trigger and actions are the two main concepts or the two main principles on which the entire automation runs. Here, the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. That means the action is a response towards our trigger. Whatever we are going to select in our trigger is going to command the entire workflow, and the actions are going to follow that same command. Therefore, we can have only one trigger in any workflow, but we can have multiple actions as we want. Now, let's suppose we are going to take Notion database in our trigger and OpenAI through which we want to generate the content in our action. And we want that as soon as we will add a new title for the meeting in Notion, automatically by using that prompt, content or agenda should be generated for that same meeting by OpenAI. Here we can find that our action is the response towards our trigger, because when the data is added in Notion, then only the content is generated from OpenAI, otherwise not. Okay, now after understanding the concept of trigger and action, let's start creating this workflow step by step. First of all, we will select our trigger application over here. Let's select Notion as our trigger application. And now we will select the trigger event. Now what is trigger event? Trigger event is the event on the happening of which the workflow is going to start. So we will select new database item as our trigger event, as we want that whenever a new database item will be added in Notion, the response of that should be captured here in Pabbly Connect, and by using that response, the workflow should get triggered automatically. Okay, let's click on connect, and here from the given options, I'm going to select add new connection to build a new connection with my Notion account. If you already have an existing connection, you can also go with that. Let's click on connect with Notion. And now Pabbly Connect is requesting us for the permission to access our Notion account. Let's click on select pages. And here I'm going to select all the pages I have in my Notion, and we will click on allow access. and our authorization has become successful. Now with this, our Notion account is successfully connected with Pabbly Connect. The next thing it is asking us is the database ID. Okay, in which database you want to create the items. You have to provide the ID of that database over here. In order to understand this, first of all, I'm going to take you towards my Notion account. So this is the base which I have created in Notion with the name as Google Calendar Events. And now I want that as soon as I will add a new item along with the meeting title and the date in this particular base, automatically the response of that should be captured in Pabbly Connect. And on that same title, the agenda of meeting should be generated by using OpenAI. So for doing that, we will connect the same base with Pabbly Connect. So this is the base ID, Google Calendar Events. We will go back towards Pabbly Connect and we can find that it is already selected over here. Okay. In the same manner, you have to select your base ID. You can select it from the drop down. As soon as we will click on Save and Send Test Request button, here we are going to capture the response of the data which was last added in this Notion database. Why? Because Notion is based on polling time of 8 hours. So after clicking on Save and Send Test Request, we will receive the response of the data which was already added in the base. So here the title of the meeting which I have already added here in this base is Team Meeting on Increasing Customer Base. The date I have selected is December 25, 2023. Okay, let's click on Save and Send Test Request button. And here we can find that we have received the response along with the title of the meeting, Team Meeting on Increasing Customer Base, and the date is also given over here. We have received this response. That means our integration between Notion and Pabbly Connect is successful. So now whenever we are going to add a new item in our base, the response of that item will be captured automatically here in Pabbly Connect. Now our motive is to generate the content by using OpenAI. What content we want to generate? We want to generate meeting agendas for the title of the meeting which we have received from Notion, Team Meeting on Increasing Customer Base. So we will connect OpenAI with Pabbly Connect in our action step. Okay, so first of all, let us select our action application as OpenAI. And now we will select the action event. Our action event will be generate content. Let's click on connect. And now in order to build the connection with OpenAI account, I am going to select my existing connection. If you want to create a new connection, then you have to click on this add new connection button. Okay, when you will click on it, here you need to provide the token. In order to generate your token, first of all, you need to log in to your OpenAI application and then you have to click on this hyperlink. When you will click on it, it is going to take you towards API key page of OpenAI. From there, you can generate your token and paste it over here. Okay, now let me go with existing connection. We will click on save. And with this, our OpenAI account is successfully connected with Pabbly Connect. We will move further and here we have to enter the details in these fields so that we can generate the content. First of all, it is asking us the AI model. Okay, what model you want to use in order to generate the content. We have several options over here. Among these options, we have to select Text DaVinci 003 because this is the most used and most capable model of ChatGPT 3 series. Okay, we have already selected that. The next it is asking us is the prompt. Prompt is the command which we have to provide to ChatGPT in order to generate the content. So what do you want OpenAI to do for you? Here we need to provide that command. Okay, our motive is to generate meeting agendas for the title which we have already received in our earlier response. So here my prompt will be generate meeting agenda for. And what I am going to do, because we have already received the title of the meeting in our earlier response, I am simply going to map the same title over here. Now what is mapping? Mapping is inserting data from previous step. Here our previous step is given. When we will select that, here are all the details. So let us map this title and this map. Now when we have mapped this title, it has become dynamic and it is going to change with each and every response. So whenever we are going to add a new title in Notion and the response of that title will be captured here in Pabbly Connect, automatically in this field, the title is going to be replaced with a new title of that new response. Okay, so in order to automate the entire process, we use mapping. And whatever data we have entered manually over here, let's say we have entered generate meeting agenda for this sentence manually. So it has become static and is not going to change with each and every response. So whatever data we want to replace, we use mapping for that. And when we want that data should remain same with each and every response, then we type it manually. And that is called as static mapping. After mapping the prompt, here the next it is asking us is the maximum tokens. What maximum number of token you want to generate the content? That is maximum number of words. Okay, the maximum limit which we can use over here is 2048 and the default value is 256. So I am simply going to enter 70 over here. I want to generate meeting agendas within 70 words. Okay, the next is the sampling type. Here we have two options, temperature sampling or nucleus sampling. So I'm going to go with the default value, that is temperature sampling. Temperature controls the randomness in the content. So here we have to provide the sampling value, and that is between 0 to 1. That is, the range is between 0 to 1. If you are going to select 0, your content is going to be repetitive, but if you are going to select 1, then your content will be random. Now here the default value is 0.7, so I am going to select 0.7 over here. The next is presence penalty. This increases the chance of talking about new topics in the content. So here also we have to provide the range. So the range is between -2 to +2, and the default value is 0. So here I am going to enter 0. The next is frequency penalty. This decreases the chance of repeating the words in the content. That is, using the same term, same line in the content. So it also contains the range as -2 to +2, and the default value is 0. So here I'm going to enter 0. Okay. The next is the stop sequence. So here you have to enter the stop sequence, or even you can leave it blank. Okay. After entering all the details, let's click on Save and Send Test Request button. And here is the response. So in the response, we have received the meeting agenda on the topic team meeting on increasing customer base. And here is the agenda: welcome and introduction of 5 minutes, overview and meeting goals, review of current customer base, strategies for increasing customer base, 30 minutes outreach. Okay, so this is the meeting agenda we have received. Now our motive is to add the same meeting agenda along with the title of the meeting in Google Calendar to create a new event in Google Calendar on the exact date given in Notion. So now we are going to connect Google Calendar with Pabbly Connect. Let's click on this Add Action Step button. And we will select Google Calendar as our action application. Now we have to select the action event, that is going to be create an event. Okay, click on connect, and now I'm going to select add new connection to build a new connection with my Google Calendar account. Let's click on sign in with Google, and here we have to select the account. Now Pabbly Connect is asking us for the permission to access our Google account. It is 100% safe, so let's click on allow. As we have done that, our authorization has become successful. Now, here after building the connection, it is asking us following details to create the new event. First of all, we need to select the calendar. Here in my Google Calendar, I have created multiple calendars with different names. So in whatever calendar you want to create new events, you have to select that same calendar. I want to select this demo events calendar. Here I am going to select the demo events calendar over here. Okay, the next is the title of the event. Here I want to use the title of the event as the meeting title. We have already received that in our earlier response, so we will simply map the title as team meeting on increasing customer base. The next is the description. So here we need to provide the description of the meeting. Okay, and we have already generated the agenda of the meeting from OpenAI. We will simply map that. Okay, done. Again, because we have mapped both these details, they have become dynamic now, and they are going to change with each and every response. If you want, you can also add location over here. The next is the start date time and the end date time, and these two fields are required. Okay, so we need to provide the date in this particular format. Okay, that is in year, month, date and the time format. So what we are going to do, we have to use date time formatter to format the date because we have not received the date in the exact format. Let's click on this add action step button in between to add one more action step, and we will select date time formatter over here. Date time formatter is the feature by Pabbly which allows us to format the date according to the workflow requirements. Here our action event will be format date only, and we will click on connect. Now, after building the connection, here we have to enter three details. The date which we want to format first of all. So we have already received the date in our earlier response. We will map that date. We need to format this date. The next is the from format. In what format you have received the date in your response. So we have received the date in year, month and date format. Okay, year, month and date. Let's select that. And now the next is the to format, that in what format you want the date. So we want the date in this particular format. So we want the date in this format: year, month, date and time. So let's select it. Okay, done. Let's click on Save and Send Test Request button, and here we have received the date in the correct format. Now we are going to use this format in order to map the data over here. We will select Google Calendar once again, and we will map the date over here. So I have only received one date from my Notion response. Therefore, I'm going to map the same date, that is the start date time and the end date time, in the same. But in case if you are receiving the end time and the start time separately, then you can map them separately over here. Okay. Now let us first of all map the start date and time, and this is end date and time. Okay. The next is the time zone. So here we have to provide the time zone. In India, we have the time zone as Asia, Kolkata. So I'm simply going to select the same time zone over here. The next is the visibility. It is public. If you want to add particular guest in this particular event, you can definitely add the guest also in this field. Okay, now we are going to click on Save and Send Test Request button. And here we have received the response and the status of the event is confirmed. So this means that the event is created. Let's go and check on our Google Calendar, and we are on the demo events calendar. We will select the date, that is 25th December, and here the event is created. Team meeting on increasing customer base. Let's select it. And here the agenda of the meeting is also attached. Welcome and introduction for 5 minutes, overview of meeting goals 5 minutes, review and current customer base strategies. Okay, so this means that our workflow is perfectly successful and it is working perfectly fine. We will go back towards Pabbly Connect and we will summarize what we have done here in this workflow. So we have taken 4 simple steps, trigger and 3 actions. In trigger, we have taken Notion, and in action, we have taken OpenAI, Datetime Formatter and Google Calendar. And we have connected all of them by using Pabbly Connect in such a way that now whenever we are going to add a new item in our database in Notion, automatically the response of that item will be captured, and for that same item, the content will be generated automatically by using OpenAI, and by using that same content, the event will be created automatically in Google Calendar. In the same manner, by following the same steps, you can very easily create this automation by setting up a simple integration between Notion, OpenAI and Google Calendar. And this will help you to automatically generate meeting agendas for your team meetings whenever you will add the title of the meeting in your Notion database. And then with this, you can automatically create events in Google Calendar for that same meeting. Okay, this was it in this video. I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Not only these applications, but you can integrate many other applications by using Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can directly reach out to us at support@pabbly.com. If you want to ask any query, you can reach out to us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you want to ask any pricing related issue, then you can directly reach out to the website given over here. Now, if you find this video helpful in any way, do not forget to share it with your friends. And also, please like our videos and subscribe our channel to learn more such automations.